Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Mom Pod. I'm your host Leah.
And I'm Cynthia. Today's topic is I think it's going to be a fun one. And the reason why it's going to be a fun one is because I feel like it can be all over the place. So, topic is baby surprises. And what I mean by that is the things they don't tell you that can... I'm just kidding. That could be one. But like, the things they don't tell you about when it comes to having a baby. For example, one thing they didn't tell us about, I feel like I had an idea about it, but I didn't know anything about it, was tummy time. I didn't know tummy time was such an important thing. I thought tummy time was like, oh, give him tummy time, like let him play. But I didn't know what it was about and what it was
like
for.
why it was necessary.
Yeah, like another thing that my baby has is extremely dry skin. I didn't know that. Cradles cap. I didn't know. Like, it's like little things like that happen to your baby that you know nothing about.
So we're talking about once baby's here. We're not talking about like things they didn't tell us in general, like pregnancy or all that.
No, just once baby's here, the little things that happen. So like, you're like,
sit down, buckle up, people, because you're about to go on a ride.
Yes, honestly, for
fucking
real.
ride.
Yes.
All right. You want to start?
Yeah, like my thing is, okay, so one, like I said, tummy time. I thought tummy time was like playtime. You know what I mean?
It is.
I felt like tummy time was like, when I thought it came later on in their lives. I thought it was like 6 months and beyond. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that's what it was.
Wow.
And then I started reading like what tummy time was, and I noticed that, or I realized that it's for their little muscles and for them to hold their head, their neck muscles and all that stuff. And I didn't realize you can start it so early on. You know, I didn't. I thought tummy time was like, oh, playtime, you know. But I'm like, I was thinking like, they're born. Why do they need tummy time? Like, they're so little. But then I realized why it's so important. So we give Zoe tummy time now all the time because we need that little head to get up. You know what I mean? She needs to develop the neck muscles, that buff neck.
She like it?
I think at first she was okay with it because she didn't know what was happening. She was like, why am I on my stomach? Like, why are you guys doing this to me? And
that's a different view.
Yeah, but now that we have her on tummy time, she kind of cries a lot. We started YouTubing the color contrast for babies, and she watches those videos and she loves them. She stays on tummy time watching those videos.
Oh, you know what? That's a smart idea because Zane likes those videos.
Oh, really?
But he hates tummy time.
Oh, really?
So I should do that.
Yeah, we have her on her little tummy.
You just put like the iPad or your phone there?
Yeah, we have Danny's iPad because this is bigger than mine. So that way she can actually see the things, you know?
That's smart.
So we have her on her tummy time. We have the iPad not too far away, but close enough to where she can see it. But not too close to her.
Yeah.
We don't want her to be like,
blind.
Yeah. So she watches it, and once she starts to get fussy, we have this little miniature pillow that her little playmat gym came with to put her on it. So that lasts her maybe another 5 minutes of tummy time. So they're on a good day, she'll probably do like 15-20 minutes of tummy time.
Each time?
Each session, yeah. Because the doctor wants her to have at least an hour a day. And I told her, like, at a time. She looks at me like, you're crazy. Like, I'm crazy. She was like, no, girl. Like, throughout the day.
Dang.
I'm like, good. Tummy time for an hour. I don't even
like being on my stomach for an hour.
Yeah, so, that's something that we figured out on the way. Like, it's like little things like that. Like, you have to figure out yourself, like, and what works for your baby. Like, at first, we used to have her on the pillow all the time. But then I feel like she wasn't working any muscles because she was already kind of elevated. So that was helping her watch the movie or the video. But then I told Danny, like, you know what, let's start her off with just the tummy. And then when she starts to get fussy and start crying, we'll put the pillow, and that helped her out for another couple minutes. Yeah, so I feel like that was something that worked for us when it came to tummy time.
So, question. Since this episode is about things that no one tells you when baby's born, when you're pregnant, did you do any research?
I did non-stop research, but I felt like I didn't do enough, and I didn't do proper research. Like, I didn't know what I was researching, I guess you can say.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't read that book, What to Expect.
I didn't. I bought it. I bought it, but I stopped like at 20 pages in.
I know myself better. I don't read books. I'd rather... Sorry. I don't read books. I don't even read my text messages. You look at them, I got like 50 text messages unread on my phone.
Not today.
Yeah, I know better than to like buy a book. Like, who the hell do I think I am? I tried to educate myself through YouTube, and I took everything with a grain of salt because every baby is different.
Yeah.
But I literally like flooded my mind and my brain, especially because there was nothing else to do during COVID and pregnancy.
Yeah.
All I did was watch YouTube, and like for everything from like nursery organization to like do's and don'ts, things that work, things that didn't work. Like I was like a sponge. I was like, tell me more. Yeah. So I mean, like, but like you said, I feel like I didn't do enough because there came a point where I was like, I need more information. You know.
I still Google stuff. Like Google was my friend. Google was there through thick and thin during that.
You guys ride hard?
Oh man, we're buddies. Like even to this day, I Google literally everything. I Google like, why is my baby crossing her hands while she's sleeping? Like it's like little stupid things like that. But I feel like, does she want to hold something? Like what's going on? You know, it's like now my mind's starting to work like that. I feel like every little thing she does, there's a meaning behind it. So I have to Google it and find out what is she missing. You know?
Okay. What about no one tells you that your babies are fucking cross-eyed?
Oh my
like the
god!
First 2 months of their life, but not like cross-eyed, like they like want to look in on each other, like they're fucking like going
or they roll to the back of their head,
like but like not at the same time. It's like they're trying to catch up. No one tells you.
No one tells you that.
And we didn't know, and Pao and I were like low key kind of worried. We're like, is he okay? Like. What's wrong with him? And then I Googled it, and then like I think I clicked on the wrong link. It was like some WebMD, and I was like, oh my god, my baby's like eyes detached or something. And I texted my mom. I was like, Mom, I think Zane's eyes detached. His eyes are rolling in different directions. And she's like, oh, you guys did that. You have to build your eye muscles. And I was like, oh my god, that's so stupid. Like, how did I not know that? Like, all the basic common knowledge that you think you know or that you do know prior to baby, literally up until that moment you bring him home, it all goes out the window.
Oh my, everything.
It all goes out the window. No one tells you how quick babies are going to get diaper rash.
Oh, poor Zane.
Poor baby.
I think we kind of got lucky with that. She hasn't, knock on wood, hasn't gotten a diaper rash.
Wood.
Shit.
The tree behind
Knock on leaves. But luckily she hasn't gotten a diaper rash. I think it's been very
bad.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine a diaper rash.
I literally felt like I failed as a mother the first like 3 days home. Cause like you watch a lot of those videos and they say like, don't bring anything for the baby in your hospital bag. Like the hospital has it all. I literally took that to its eternal meaning. Like I literally only brought him a take-home outfit in.
Yeah.
I didn't bring a diaper. I didn't do anything, and my hospital didn't use diaper rash cream. They didn't provide it. The only thing that they provided was petroleum jelly, Vaseline for his circumcision, and that was it. So then they sent me home with like all his little things, and literally like for the first week home, like we had so much stuff from the hospital, I didn't even touch any of his stuff.
Yeah.
So we're just going through all the stuff he has. No diaper cream, no butt cream, and I had put so much on my registry. I had like 5 different bottles of it, and I didn't think to put it on. And then literally we were changing his diaper all day, and then the next diaper change. Holy cow, my poor baby's booty was raw and it was like in the crack. Like I felt so bad, and I was crying. I would cry.
Yeah.
I cried because he was in pain, and it was so bad when we took him to the pediatrician for his 1 week or 2 week checkup, something like that. The pediatrician was worried, and they were like, are you using anything? And at this point, yeah, we saw it and we started putting stuff on it, but it was bad.
Oh,
it was bad.
Baby.
It was bad, so bad to the point where she was like, don't use wipes. Rinse his butt underwater and like let it air out. Like if you can let him be without a diaper, he just lays there, just like put the diaper over him, but like don't strap it, like it's gotta air out. And I was like, oh my god, like I felt so defeated as a mother right then and there. Like I was like, of all things to happen, and I was prepared, like I had the stuff, but like I took that to its eternal meaning. Like don't use anything. Like the hospital provides you with everything you need.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, but this is all the hospital gave me,
Yeah. You don't think that the baby will need anything more, And
you're thinking like, dang, you're literally changing their diaper so often, like the first like couple weeks of their life. Like you're thinking like, how do they have time to get a diaper rash? Like they're literally peeing like every 20 minutes. Yeah. I felt so bad. You can ask Pal. I literally would cry. There would be times I had to like leave the room, lock myself in the bathroom or something because I was like an emotional wreck with all the hormones and everything, I would cry and I'd be like, change his diaper faster, hurry up, be gentle, you're hurting him. He's in pain.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. Oh, poor baby.
It was so bad. But his booty's good, guys.
Yeah.
He's thriving.
He's thriving. Oh, just like little things like that they don't tell you. Like, I mean, maybe they don't tell you because it's not a common thing with all babies. You know, like poor Zane had it, but Zoe hasn't had it. You know what I mean? I'm hoping she doesn't get it because I know I'd be an emotional wreck too.
My mom said at some point, every baby will get it. Because,
I believe that.
She's like, it's just inevitable, you know? Like, overnight, once they start sleeping through the night and they wouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, you're sleeping. Like, are you going to wake up to check if they have a dirty diaper? You know? Just, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like our pediatrician recommended that at night we size up for her, and that because one day we were running errands one day, and I guess she stayed in her diaper when it was dirty a little bit too long, and I don't want to say luckily, but luckily we had her doctor's appointment the next day.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, oh, she has a yeast infection. I was like, what?
How does a little baby get a yeast infection?
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean? Like I didn't see anything different. I didn't.
It didn't smell or anything?
No, nothing. What, like, I noticed it was a little bit red, but I thought maybe the diapers were getting a little too tight. You know what I mean? She was like, no, she might have stayed in a wet diaper a little bit too long. And me and Danny felt so bad because that day before we were running errands and she was in her diaper. And I was like, oh, my poor baby. I felt so bad. But I'm so glad we caught it so early on because it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and it's a good thing your pediatrician like can recognize something like so like kind of naked to our eyes, but to them like they look out for those things.
I looked at her like, are we looking at the same baby? Because nothing was wrong. Like she was perfectly fine, you know. So now
she looked like it, yeah.
Yeah. So now we had a little ointment. She's better now. So, but it's like things like that. Like I would have never thought my baby would have a yeast infection.
That's wild.
You know, my poor thing. Like, come on, she's so little.
Poor mama.
Yeah. So it's like things like that. And I think another thing for me was I didn't realize how dry her skin would be.
Yeah. So I kind of knew that, I didn't know they were dry, but I knew baby skin was really sensitive because when they're born or when they're inside us, they have that layer and they also like, I don't know if your baby, what baby app you used while you were pregnant, but like mine at a certain point, it was like, oh, your baby has like this protective layer of hair all over their body, and then at one point was like, oh, they're starting to shed that hair.
Like it describes what's happening to your baby. Yeah.
So and like I would like read about it, and it was like, yeah, this helps protect them coming out, you know, and then like there's that like white layer that
little like
when they come out and they look like they've been covered in mayonnaise or something. Yeah. Sorry, if I just ruined mayonnaise for you. But yeah, so like I kind of knew they were sensitive, and I knew, and like our nurse honestly just said like, you don't have to give them a bath every day. Their skin is very sensitive. So I assumed, like, when I think of sensitive, I kind of think like rash, things like that.
Like they're gonna get bumps.
I didn't think dry, but I knew about baby acne because I have a friend whose baby was born a couple months before Zane, and her poor baby went through like a really rough stage with like dryness and baby acne just because of a certain baby wash they were using. And then the minute they switched, like his skin was like, it was like day and night. It was like so much better. Yeah. So like I kind of knew a little bit of stuff coming in because of them telling me like everything, because they were kind of prepping me. They're like, hey, this happened to our baby, watch out for this. So I was like, in a way I was like, oh, okay, let me write it down. You know, like but there's so many things. What about like the noises babies make?
Oh my god, this girl made all the grunting. I'm like, girl,
are you okay?
What kind of motorcycle you starting over there? Like, it was crazy. Like, it happened throughout the whole night. And I told Danny, like, do you think she's gassy? Like, maybe she can't let the gas out. Like, maybe she needs to poop. Like, she can't let it out. And my doctor was like, no, they make noises. I didn't know they make, like...
That stupid saying, like, oh, I slept like a baby last night.
Babies don't be sleeping, girl.
Babies don't sleep?
No, look at us. Bags in our eyes, girl. Babies don't sleep.
You may have had a nap like a baby.
Yeah.
But like that whole like, oh, I slept like a baby. Like I don't say that expression at all unless I'm using it in the right context.
Yeah.
Like I literally thought like, oh, babies are so peaceful when they sleep. You know, like, oh, so cute. No. No, they're fighting, they're kicking, they're making noises, they're like, I don't know what demons they're fighting in their sleep.
No does this thing
where like slaying demons in their sleep or something.
She does this thing where her hands are up like YMCA, and then her legs shoot up. They go woof. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna wake herself up, so I have to hold her legs down. But then I hold her legs down, her arms come up. I'm like, oh fuck, so now I have to hold her arms down. So I'm holding her arms and her legs, and she's just like trying to move but can't because I'm holding her down. But I know she'll wake herself up. Oh, so it's like the constant movement, the constant grunting, the constant like everything. And she does. I think the only cute thing she does in her sleep is she'll go.
I'm like, such a hard day I had. At least your baby does that. Zane freaking lets out like a murder cry.
Oh really?
Like, me and Pao have coined them sleep cries. We don't know if that's the right term for them, but they're coined sleep cries in our home. And it's literally when they're sound asleep and you're knocked the hell out and you're just sleeping really good, and then all of a sudden you hear, and then they go back to sleep.
Oh, that's so scary. I think she's had that once.
I'm like, yo, dude.
It wakes you up real. You want an alarm? Get those screams. Yeah.
Once we figured out what it was, we were like, it's a sleep cry. Like we wait, like we peek an eye open and we're like, sleep cry or real cry? And we wait, and we're like, sleep cry. And then we just carry on with their merry way.
Yeah, but
yeah, the first time that happened, you're like, what happened? I'm thinking, did a bug bite you in your sleep? Like, did you hurt yourself? Like, what's going on? Like,
I wonder why they do that.
Because they're haters.
Because they're haters. They don't want to know you have a full night's sleep.
They're like, oh, you're peaceful? Let me show
Not
you.
today, girl. Let me help you out with that. Oh, you thought you were going to get a full night's sleep tonight?
Psych.
Oh,
love them, but damn.
Oh my god, they're such a hassle, girl. I think another thing that's kind of like getting me right now is her Kratos cat. Like,
it came back?
She still has it.
Oh, like it never went away?
It never went away. She still has it.
But you said she has really dry skin.
Yeah. She has dry skin, and I don't know. Because in the beginning, like, you know, our doctor or nurse said don't give her a bath every day. We did it. We gave it to her every 3 days.
Yeah,
we didn't do the 2 days. We did 3 days. Just in case, we put lotion on her. The first wash we did was the Burt's Bees, and I loved it. But it had such a weird, like, I feel like it had a chemically smell to it. And I was telling Danny, like, I don't know if this is good.
That's supposed to be, like, organic or something. Natural.
I feel like it had a weird smell to it.
Natural chemicals.
Or natural chemicals. And at first it wasn't bad. And then I put the Burt's Bees lotion, and, you know, she was fine. And one day, she was getting, like, she woke up and she had red bumps all over her. And all down her arms, her shoulders, her chest, her face.
It felt like sandpaper, kind of?
No.
Like rough?
No. Oh. No, it wasn't rough. It wasn't rough at first. And I was like, what's wrong? Like, is she okay? And at first I thought, like, maybe it's a heat rash because it was in the middle of summer. Like, it was hot. So I was scared I may have overbundled her or something. So we kind of put her, like, in a short sleeve onesie, and that was it. It was kind of going away. We noticed, like, later on in the night, early morning, it would go away, but then it'd come back. So I was like, oh, maybe it is. But it wasn't. It had to do something with her skin. Like, she had some type of dry skin. So we changed the Burt's Bees to Aveeno because we had a Zoom call with her pediatrician. They told us to change it up. And they said it was a form of baby acne.
Yeah.
But I never knew. So one thing that I also didn't know is I just thought baby acne was, like, the face, you know?
Yeah, me too. I literally thought they just get pimples.
Yeah.
But it's just all over the body.
Yes. Oh my god, she got
Zane's going through that right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can't see it, but you can feel it.
Really? Oh, she had it on her face, her shoulders, her chest, her arms, a little bit on
the
her
back of the back.
No, the whole arm. Literally, like, it started, like, her shoulder went down to her elbow, and then, like, later on in an hour, it'd go down to her wrist. I'm like, oh my poor baby. She was, like, red all over. And
it wasn't
so
heat
bad.
rash?
It wasn't heat rash. They said it was baby acne. So they're like, oh, get Aveeno. So, like, okay, we have it. So we used it. The first night, it got a little bit better. But it's when the dry skin came after that. So I feel like the Aveeno helped the baby acne, but it kind of dried it out, yeah. So now what we're doing, you're starting to use A&D because you recommended A&D for
Yeah, because it fixed Zane's diaper rash. Literally within 2 days of using it, it started clearing up so much. I was like, do it, use it. And it makes sense. Like, it's vitamin A and D. It's what your skin needs.
And it worked. Like, we do it on her face still to this day because sometimes her face cracks a little bit. So we put it on her face. We kind of, I don't want to say we use it as lotion, but we kind of do.
No, it's a skin barrier, skin protectant.
Oh my gosh, she looks so cute now.
I noticed, like, her little chin doesn't have the flaky
it doesn't hurt. Like,
she's so precious.
Because she rubs her face, so she like kind of like scratches it, makes it all dry, you know. So we put the A&D, and it looks so good. So now we're working on the Kratos cap.
Yeah.
That Kratos cap is a nightmare.
So I low-key kind of knew about that, obviously, because of my friend's baby, and I was like, I Googled it, and I was like, can you get rid of it? Or does it have to just happen on its own? And YouTube. I literally, I did it because I saw it starting to happen, and it said, wait till it starts to, like, really start getting more flaky, I guess you could say. And then it was like, rub, like, coconut oil or, like, olive oil, you know, something gentle, and use, like, a brush. They said there's a cradle cat brush. I didn't go out and buy that. I just have the little brush that came with his, like, first aid kit. And I would, like, 30 minutes before his bath time, I massaged his head, and I would brush it, and it would kind of, like, clump all the dead skin cells together, like, in a really gross way. Yeah. And washed him. It took, like, 2 washes to get all the oil off of his skin, but he hasn't had cradle cap since then.
So you were able to get rid of it in 1 night?
What
kind of oil did you put?
A coconut oil.
Oh, okay, we have that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, and I was like, I was expecting it to come back, because a lot of people say it comes back, but he hasn't had it come back. But I mean, his skin is starting to get a little dry now, so it might. But I mean, hey, it worked. So if it does come back, I'm just gonna try it again. Yeah, because it worked. I was like, wow. Well, try this out.
I googled what can we do, like. Okay, to be honest, I don't know if this is gonna sound dumb, but when I hear Kratos cap, and because I didn't have any experience with any baby, I have friends that have babies, but because of the whole COVID, I wasn't able to interact with any of them. Like I don't talk to them, you know. But I wasn't able to interact with them during quarantine for me to ask them like certain questions or for them to tell me things, you know. So when I heard Kratos cap, I literally thought like, you gotta be like, I don't know, you gotta like maybe your parents put like a beanie on you for too long. You got Kratos cap.
Oh, like you thought it was like a condition, like caused condition.
That's what I thought, but
it cracked me up.
I tell you, like that's what I took it like to literal meaning, you know. But then I googled it and saw what it was, and I'm like, oh, my baby is not gonna get that. When do I ever put a beanie on her? You know, like that's what I was thinking. And then one day I woke up and she started getting flakes. I'm like, my baby's got Kratos cap.
Put a cap on you, Daddy. You put a beanie on my baby. When you wear a cap in the cradle.
I'm not gonna. That's what I thought.
Cynthia.
I'm not like no. I never knew. You know, this is my meanings, my thought process. So I googled it. I read what it was. I heard it goes away eventually, but I didn't want to have that on her. So what we did is we had baby oil. So I don't want to put too much because I noticed that her skin kind of reacts to baby oil a little bit. So, and that's the only type of oil we had at the time. So we put baby oil, we massaged it into her head, and we did the same thing you did.
With the brush?
Yeah, with the brush. And it wasn't coming out as easy. So what we did is we bought the little, I guess the Frida Baby Cradle Cap kit. We did.
Did that work?
It worked so much better. It went down like a significant amount. I'm not gonna lie to you. It worked for her. It comes with a little like soft sponge that you lather the soap on, and then kind of this so the brush that comes in your first aid kit, the bristles are really soft.
Yeah.
So the bristles on this one, it's a little bit tough. Yeah, it's a little bit tougher, but it's still like you can feel it working. And then it comes with like a comb, like a little like not the same kind of comb they gave you in the hospital. I feel like it
like a lice comb.
It looks exactly like a lice. Yeah. It looks like that, and it shapes to their head, so it gets every little like little crevice on their head. And I feel like it worked so well, and you can see the gunk coming.
This is so nasty.
Oh my god, yeah. So the next day I saw it worked so well. So we did that I think twice, and I don't want to say it went away, but it went down, and her skin. Her Kratos cap wasn't flaking as much because before it looked like little dandruff everywhere on her forehead. Yeah. So we're gonna do it again tonight. We'll put actually coconut oil because we recently got like a little coconut thing my mom got us for her skin. Yeah, she saw the baby and she was like, "What's your address?" And I was like, "Oh, it's this." The next day, a little coconut thing comes. I'm like, "Okay, lady, what you trying to say?"
Yeah, do it like I only did it 30 minutes before, and like you just. Like, you want to brush it for a while, and then the longer you can leave it on before you...
Like, it helps pick it up,
And then in the shower, I used I would like rinse the brush off to make sure there was like no extra like skin and dead flakes or whatever. And then I actually used the brush while I was shampooing him to help work it out too.
I feel like the only thing that was kind of hard is because she has so much hair.
Yeah. See, Zane has like no hair.
It's so hard to get to the actual scalp, you know?
See, the comb probably works better for you.
Oh, for sure it works.
Because everyone was like, I was looking into the cradle cap comb and I was like, what hairs? I was like,
what hairs when we go through these bristles?
The brush works fine.
He don't need a comb for his 2 hairs.
He has hair. He has like hair. He has like a mullet. He has like no hair on the top. He has like a mullet right now. He's cute.
He got a party in the back. That's what you got.
Bins in the front. Party in the back. That's my man. That's my boo.
Aww. Yeah, so that's like one thing that we're working on, and that's something like I had to really learn. Like, what the fuck is cradle's cap? You know.
You want to know what's so funny is, and I texted my mom with fury. My poor mother. At like 3 a.m. I was like, she'll see this when she wakes up. She'll wake up to this text message. No one tells you when you have little boys that they're little sprinklers.
Oh my god, I've heard, but I never knew how bad it can be.
And it's like, you don't think of it, you know? Like, it's like, oh, you're just gonna change your diaper, you know, no big deal. And it's like, and also like, I don't know if Zane's gained bladder control or anything. Like, clearly he hasn't. He's not potty trained. But it's like, for weeks, it was like a diaper change was like a 2 diaper extravaganza. It was like, you got the... Shut up.
Because I'm picturing him like getting you guys, you know?
So it's
he's
like...
just so happy with himself. Like, I'm going to get them tonight.
And mind you, we have no idea what the hell we're doing. A diaper change literally took us a solid like 2-3 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe even 5. Like now it's like, boom, do it with my eyes closed. I got you, kid. But it was like, dude, and it was like a diaper change was a 2-man job too, because mind you, we had to wash his butt, rinse his butt under the sink.
Oh, yeah.
So can you imagine? His butt is in our palm.
Oh my
goodness. It's directed at your face.
It's got like a little target.
It's like the warm water relaxed him. And it was like, psst,
oh my goodness.
So right before we had the baby, my mom came and was like, you know, let me shampoo your carpets. Like, let me just like
bring... that's so nice of her.
Yeah, I only live in a tiny apartment, so it's like the equivalent of her
she's
living
like,
room.
girl, I got you.
My apartment's literally like the size of her living room. But it was like, she's like, let me just have you come home to a clean house, you know, because some of Zane's things are going to be on the floor. And we're like, yeah, sure, thanks, Mom. I should have been like, Mom, come 2 months after the baby's born. Because literally that dude got the TV, he got the couch, he got everything. And we got a tiny apartment, so it got everywhere. And we were like...
just let it happen.
It was like, at some point it was like... Like, Pal would like start changing his diaper and like not wear a t-shirt because he's like, I'm tired. I'm running through all my running through all my sleeve shirts, and it was like, yeah, it was a mission. And then like if he didn't pee while we were rinsing him, and we'd bring him to the changing table, and that's when he'd have the pee, and it'd be like a 2 diaper extravaganza, and then like a poop was like 5 wipes, and I was like, no one tells you how hard it is to change baby boy's diaper.
Oh my goodness.
And like if you choose to circumcise your boy, like that's a whole nother thing.
I feel like that's so scary.
It's a whole nother thing because it's like you gotta put the petroleum like on the pee-pee, the penis, and you're like, am I hurting you when I touch it? And then you gotta put a gauze to protect it so it doesn't get on the diaper. Like doesn't It's
oh my goodness.
It's a nightmare. The first time I opened that diaper and like it like kind of got stuck to the gauze. I was like, I was like, oh my god, get
like
the
diaper got stuck to the gauze?
No, the gauze got stuck to him.
Oh,
and I was like,
god.
I was, yeah. Also, no one tells you how ugly circumcisions look while they're healing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I feel like this is the reason why I only want girls. You know?
See, I only want boys.
I don't know, like...
I love it. I love getting peed on.
I live right now.
I'm like, that's why my agilities are so good.
They're dodging
my
it.
reflexes like catch me blood.
Not
bobbing but like a butterfly sting.
Oh my god.
I practiced the Muhammad Ali in the every diaper change, but yeah, now we're past that. He doesn't pee on us. I don't know if we've just like stopped. I think what it is like the moment we notice the little indicator turned blue on the diaper, we're like, oh, gotta change his diaper. You know, especially because he had diaper rash. We were like, gotta change his diaper. Yeah. And now I'm kind of like, we give it another 20 minutes. Get it all out, dude. Get it all out, dude. Because the minute I open that diaper and he's pooping, that hasn't happened to me yet. I've heard many. times it's happened to you.
Oh my god.
We don't live that life yet.
This girl, man, she loves to shit on us, literally. Oh my god, I had, in my old apartment, I have a neighbor who told, her sister just had a baby, a little girl also, and she told her, like, she warned us, she legit warned us, I don't know if I told you, she warned us, like, little girls squirt poop. And I kind of, like, I laughed, and like, oh, it's funny, yeah. But I didn't take her seriously, and I feel like at that point I should have.
That's just your baby. My baby's more refined. She's more sophisticated.
I should have taken her seriously because this girl, the muscle she puts into that.
I can't even drink this coffee.
The muscle she. Oh my god, my husband was gone for the day. It was just me and Zoe.
Veterans Day, right?
Veterans Day. He went out shooting with his friend because he's a Marine, or he was a Marine. He went shooting with his friend. And I'm like, oh, I'll be good. You'll be gone just a couple of hours. What's that? It's fine. I'm good,
So she's almost 3 months old. I got
Yeah, she'll sleep all day.
That's
like,
what
I'm
you
fine.
get.
Oh my god. So I'm feeding her. I'm burping her. I'm trying to put her to sleep. She goes to the restroom. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay. I'll change you. We learned to wait a little bit because, since she has came home until like a couple of weeks ago, every time Danny changes her diaper, she shits in the middle of a change. So she kind of like dirties the changing table, dirties that onesie, literally almost every time.
She dirty.
So we learned. So we learned to kind of wait a little bit,
Yeah.
So she went. I waited. I'm like, you done? Like, you good, right? So I took her to the changing table. I'm getting her situated.
Oh my god.
As I'm about to change that or pull that diaper away from her, all I hear is, I'm like, oh hell no! I try as quickly as I can to get that new diaper. But that yellow stream of poop came right out, and it like shot out like a dagger. Like it just came straight. It went everywhere.
She said, "Got him."
She went everywhere. When your baby squirts shit all over the place. Ugh. You're so happy with yourself, aren't you? Hey, you're so happy with yourself, huh, you little sicko? Yeah. And then I look at her and I'm like, are you kidding me? And she's right there all happy as can be.
She's proud.
I was like, wow. The first thing I thought was like, okay, cool, she's calm. Let me clean it up. So I wiped her clean, changed her. I went from the changing table to her crib and I put her diaper on there. Because the changing table was dirty. I took off her little onesie, put her new onesie, diaper was clean. She was clean. She was good. She was in the crib. She was fine. She was happy. I walk away.
Oh, hell breaks loose.
Instant death cry. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I gave her a pacifier. She was quiet. I quickly as I can, I changed the changing table, wipe everything down with Clorox wipes. I look on the floor. There was shit on the carpet. Leah, shit on the carpet. I was like, wow, shit on the wall. Showing her clean clothes.
That reminds me. Have you seen that movie Ted?
Yeah.
When
there was shit everywhere.
There's shit on my floor. There's a shit on. That's literally all I'm thinking of you when you
Oh my god.
There's a shit on my floor.
That was me. There's shit on the floor. I legit went, I had to record it because if not, no one would have believed me.
I died when I saw that on your stories. I literally was laughing so hard from the other room. Pam was like, what? Like he ran in because when we always like to send each other funny videos.
We do.
I was like, oh my god, look at what happened to Cynthia. Like her little girl did this, and he's like, what is that? I was like, poop. He's like, how? I was like, it just shot at her.
It was bad. And I think what made it 10 times worse is that she was crying. Aww. And I needed to clean it on her clothes because I didn't want it to stain. Mm-hmm. So in between each cloth wash, I went to put a pacifier. I went to the bathroom. I was hand washing her onesie. Went back, put a pacifier.
She's a handful.
And each time I was walking by, I looked at that piece of shit on the floor. I was like, oh my god. Disgusted. Like, oh, I gotta clean that. That shit stayed on the floor for 30 minutes. Easy.
No.
Easy. And I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna clean this. And I was on the verge of tears. I think out of frustration because my baby was crying. I needed to feed her. I needed her to put her down. I needed her to relax. I needed her to let me clean her shit. Nothing was going my way. I texted Danny. I told him, when are you coming home? Are you on your way? I need you to come home now. And he didn't have service, Leah. He didn't have service.
Was he shooting right here at this gun range?
No, Simi Valley. I think
okay.
Or Somar. I want to say Somar. I don't know. Somewhere out there. But he didn't have service. So when he finally got service, he goes, oh my god, I'm so sorry. He goes, we're on our way home.
Look what your daughter did.
And by the time he came home, we were walking her in the rocking chair, like, serious? You want to come home now? She's sleeping. Should have came 20 months ago. Like,
should have came home when shit literally hit the fan. Literally.
It was bad. Like, that's, you know what? And it's happened to Danny before. And he would yell from her room, I need help. And would come running. We knew what that meant. I need help. Oh, you got it. I'm on my way. But I couldn't shout that to anyone that day. I was so helpless. It was bad.
Like that, you're that does hello.
It was like crickets.
Hello.
It was bad. That
your
was...
baby like shoots the shit. And Zane went through this episode of like projectile vomit. I hardly experienced it because it's like how it always happens to Danny with you. Mm-hmm. It always happened to Pao.
Yeah.
Like, and it like didn't matter like how long it had been after Zane ate. All of a sudden, we were in the bed. Like we were just having a family moment. You know, we're like, let's watch TV, feed the baby in bed. We never feed the baby in bed. But that one time, because I always thought like, you know what if he throws up or like, what if something happens? You know, like our bed is like. Her bed, you know?
Yeah.
It's our bed. You know, like that's our safe spot. So I was like, I don't want anything like to dirty the bed. So but the one freaking time that he feeds Zane in the bed and he's like on the inside to where he can't just like roll out. Because like our bed's against a wall, like how your guys' is. And I was on the outside. And I'm watching TV and Pal's feeding Zane. And then all of a sudden Pal's like, oh. And I'm like watching TV, so I'm not really paying attention. And from the corner of my eye, I just see just thick white dripping down his arm all over. It literally looked like someone poured a gallon of milk. No one could have prepared me for how much my child would throw up. Ooh. And no one would prepare me for how expensive formula is. Oh my that he just throws up. It's like a game. It's like a game to him.
It's a game to him.
It's a freaking game.
He's winning. Leah, he is winning.
No, I'm winning now because I changed his formula and he don't throw up no more. But it was literally like I'm watching TV and I hear, and I'm like, I'm thinking in like, as hindsight, I'm like, why didn't you use your words? And he's like, it just happened so fast. But literally from the corner of my eye, I just see like thick paint, like heavy whipping cream just pouring down his arm. And I look, I'm like, oh! And of course, the one time I don't have the burp cloth like right there. Yeah. Or like a blanket or something. Yeah. I think it was rough. But you would think that Pao would have learned from that experience to not feed Zane in bed. It's happened 3 more times since then.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. There was one time I was literally like burping him. And sometimes like he won't burp over my shoulders. So I kind of pick him up. And the one time that little dude's facing me, I'm patting his back. I'm like, oh, you're so cute. Ha ha ha. Blah. No way. It was so bad. It happened so many times that day that I decided to take him to the pediatrician because I was like, hey, you know what? Like, he wasn't even at, like, the weight they wanted him to be at his 2-month checkup. Like, could this be it? My mom had mentioned something about it. And, they were, like, worried. So we had to change his formula. Like, now he's on, like, this rice formula. And he's been good ever since. But it's like, dang. No one tells you that these little bodies have such a force.
No one does? They're so strong.
I knew babies spit up. Like,
yeah.
And I, like, the regular baby spit up, like, that's nothing. But, like, the projectile, like, throwing up more than he's actually consuming, I was like, how? Where is this coming from?
Yeah, I think we got lucky. Zoe doesn't do that. She spits up. I think when she spits up like a little cottage cheese.
Oh, it's like chunky. Girl. Like it's been like partially digested. Yeah. Like, that came from deep from within.
I wipe her mouth. I'm like, ooh, don't do that again. Watch yourself.
Girl, get some manners.
Yeah. What you doing, girl? Tums? You need some Tums? Like, that's gross and it smells. Yeah. Oh my God, it smells. Milk is stinky. Milk is stinky. No matter what source of milk you have, it's stinky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's rank.
It is. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of another thing that they don't tell you because I feel like every day it's something new with them. You know what I mean? Every day we learn something new. Like, oh shit! Like this is something else we gotta figure out. You know?
I don't know if Zoe's like this, but like Zane changes his preferences hourly, not daily. Hourly. It's like. I know they say, like, don't spend a lot of money on certain things because you don't know if your baby's going to like it. Or they might like it 1 minute and then, like, a couple days later, a month later, like, they may change. Mm-hmm. Zane changes what he likes hourly. Aww. 1 minute he wants the swaddle. Next minute he doesn't want the swaddle. 1 minute he loves this certain binky. The next minute hates it. I'm going through. I'm like, you want this one? You want this one? Which one do you want? Which one do you want, dude? Tell me. I have like all the binkies. I'm like, tell me. Blink. Is it this one? Blink. This one make a noise. Like, just give me something. Give me something to work with. You know, it's like 1 minute, he's okay with like this one body wash, and then the next day, hives.
Oh.
One day he's okay with this lotion. Next day, blotches. He can, like, right now, I think it's the Dreft laundry detergent right now, too, that's, like, making his face.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, I don't know what else to use. Because, and I don't know if it, or it might be, like, the material of the towel. I don't know. We have so many different towels. They're so soft. But I'm like, okay, it's literally happening nowhere else on your body except, you know those towels with the hoods? You literally, so the hood goes around his head and it's literally, you see a demarcation.
Really?
Like, red and then his skin color. And I'm like, I don't know what, I stopped washing his face with the soap because like, maybe it's that. It still gets the red marks, but it's like nowhere else on his body. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I touched it and it doesn't seem like it's bothering him, doesn't hurt him, but I'm just like, dude, if you're sensitive to the freaking baby laundry detergent, what am I supposed to do? Scrub it by my hand?
Oh, yeah,
like,
hand
I don't know what to do. I'm like, what else do you
Well, they
wash?
do have other brands. I've not read an article. I've came across an article like on Facebook that they
because we don't read.
Those pictures. It was an article about Dreft where, you know, it tends to give baby reactions.
Oh, so maybe it is the laundry detergent.
But there's an the Honest brand detergent. Maybe you should try that one for him. I don't know. I mean,
but you know what's weird is it doesn't happen to anywhere else on his body but his face.
Oh,
so like
right.
I can't even like say like it is a detergent because we wash his clothes in it and he's completely fine.
It's not his body that gets
it kind of makes me feel maybe it's the towel because when I put the hood on him, but then again the towel doesn't irritate any other part of his body. I don't know. When I give him a bath tonight, I'll send you a picture because it's like it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with Zoe, I just want to say that. Because I thought that her little skin dryness also came from, like, maybe the detergent. Yeah. But we used it since the beginning. In the beginning, when I feel like they're the most sensitive, she never got anything like that. You know what I mean? But, I don't know. The A&D has worked perfectly for her. Like, her little dryness is going away slowly but surely. But I felt so bad for my baby. I'm like, oh, girl, you're a little dry there.
Dang. Yeah. Like, what else? I feel like I have more... what no one tells you when you're pregnant.
Oh, really?
I feel like I have a lot more of that because, you know, for some reason I didn't educate myself at all on pregnancy. I just thought I was like a girl baby in you. Yeah. The app tells you, but dang, there's a lot of shit that happens. When it came to having the baby, I was like, okay, you're taking care of a little person that literally their life depends on you. So I was like, I need to know as much as I possibly can because I don't like surprise. Okay, that's wrong. I like surprises, but not scary ones. When it came to my baby, like I wanted to be as educated as I possibly could be. I know you can never fully know everything, but I wanted to like know as much as I could. So I feel like, and also my friend like always like told me stuff because I bugged her. I was like, hey, does your baby like this? How's this? Is this any good? Is this any good? Like, I was a freak like that. But pregnancy, I do nothing. I do absolutely nothing. For
my pregnancy, yeah, like, I only had, like, the typical, like, well, from what I knew, like, you get morning sickness. Like, it's like, and I legit thought morning sickness was only in the morning. But when I hear, like, other women have morning sickness throughout the day.
It's all
Oh, that's day. So crazy.
And it's, like, a different kind of nausea and sickness. It's not, like, I thought hungover sickness was, like, the worst thing ever. No. It surpasses.
I think I got so lucky, and I'm glad because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But that nausea, I just get so disgusted by it. I feel like dirty when I get nauseous, you know. And then to throw up, oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't get that. Yeah. I think one thing that actually kind of like hit me where I'm like, whoa, was my sciatic nerve. I don't know if you got that.
What happened?
Oh my god,
you would just get like a zing.
Yeah, like I couldn't get up, I couldn't move, because I would at that time I was working from home, you know, like I think I was about 8 weeks when we started working from home. So I was really into, early in my pregnancy when we were working from home, so I was always sitting down at home. And I didn't get to take my office chair, which was an ergonomically correct chair.
Yeah.
At home, I had like my beauty chair, you know? So I was sitting down in a hard ass chair all day on my computer, just typing away, and when I would get up, but I would like, I had to do it so slowly because that sciatic nerve would just give me that pinchy feeling, or I would tell Daddy, like, it hurts. I couldn't even walk sometimes. Daddy's like, well, you gotta stretch. I'm like,
how can I stretch when I can't even get up?
Like, I would try to stretch. But I couldn't because of that nerve pain. It hurt so bad. And I had it for a good couple of months, I would say. Wow. Yeah, it sucked. Oh my God. Did you have that?
No.
Oh my God.
No, I had a different kind of pain.
What kind of pain did you have?
Lightning crotch.
Oh my God. There'll be times where I'm walking like, oh shit. Then he's like, what? And I'm like, I got a little pain down there.
Yo, you didn't feel that? You didn't feel that? It was strong enough. Wait, so are we gonna talk about what we didn't know during pregnancy?
We can, yeah, for sure. That lightning, oh my God, that hurts.
No one tells you, like, and it's kind of hard to explain. You know what?
It is.
I got so annoyed during pregnancy because I would like watch those videos, or like coworkers and friends and people who had babies would tell me like all these things, and they glamorized pregnancy. They glamorized it. Glow? What glow?
Oh,
I never glow from within. That's sweat.
Oh my God.
That's a hot flash.
No, I never had a glow. When people, and you know what?
That's sweat.
I would have people tell me like, oh, you're glowing. I look at the text like,
you know,
what picture are they looking at?
Our baby's godmother, she said that to me one time. And you know, I will say during pregnancy, my facial skin was actually like the best it had ever been. Like that was the one good thing about pregnancy. Those hormones are working in the right direction. But yeah, she told me on a day where I just felt disgusting. And she's like, you're glowing. And even like her husband said it too. And then I was like, huh? And she's like, you look really good. I'm like, you don't have to be nice.
It's okay, girl.
You don't have to be nice.
Yeah, tell me how it really is.
And then they're like, no, your skin looks really good. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that is looking good. But yeah, there's
my skin never looked good. I want to say I had like a good month, barely a month, where my skin was like, oh shit, okay. Like, you know, to the point where I was like, am I having a boy? Because my skin's so good. Like,
is that right? Because I had a boy.
Yeah, the little old wives' tales, like, if you don't break out, you know, they say girls steal your beauty. That's what they say. Oh, she took the fuck out of my beauty. she took it and ran because
you're killing me.
I was already prone to acne, you know? So I had that good month, and once that 31st day hit, it was like, nah, not today. I like every inch of my face, I had acne.
Oh my God.
It went down to my neck, into my chest so bad. And because, you know, I'm anxious, you know, and there's times where I tend to pick.
I'm a picker.
I'm a picker too. Yeah, I'm a picker, and I had lots of scars.
I'll pick Pow's pimples.
Oh no, I don't do that. I pick my own. I look at Danny's pimples. I'm like, ooh.
I want to pop.
Danny did that too. So that was like his best days. He was having a ball.
Girl, we could have hung out during pregnancy. Yeah, I'm like, let me get that for you. Can't reach that one.
Because it was
I get deep. Oh, I get it all. I extract.
Sometimes he bruises me. Oh, yes, it can get bad. No, he goes like, oh, like, and I'm like holding my teeth. I'm just like, oh. Oh my God. But yeah, like I broke out so bad with her, so bad, and I had so much scars. It was so bad. Like I said, I did not like myself pregnant. I didn't.
Dude, okay, what about like the down there area? You're always wet.
Oh,
always
yes.
Wet. You're always wet.
Like, yes, it's so disgusting.
And then like towards the end of the pregnancy, like it's like even more. And then at some point, I'm like, did my water break?
I had to change my underwear several times.
Dude, I would wear like panty liners.
Yeah,
like I was that pregnant woman buying period stuff.
Yeah,
because I was like,
you kind of have to.
Like it's weird, and it's just like a natural thing. I googled it. I was like, is there something wrong with me? I even asked my OB. She's like, oh girl, as you progress, and that baby's pushing down on you, everything starts coming out. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, like I noticed it one day because I noticed it when I was like, I think I was cleaning the house. And I was sweating. You know, I was thinking like, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm sweating, you know. And so I was cleaning the house, and I remember like, I was like, I must be burning up because I'm like sweating down there. I went to the bathroom, and I was like, I gotta change this underwear because this is not the business. I can't be walking around like this.
Can't get no yeast infection up in here.
I took a shower. To the point where I took a shower, I changed and everything. It was bad.
Really weird. And then of course it didn't help her pregnant during the summer with like the heat wave.
Behind my knees were sweaty, dude. Everything.
You sweat in places you didn't. I didn't know your kneecaps could sweat. And
I'm sweating now. My kneecaps are sweating now. Like I feel pregnant now. Like that's how bad it is.
Dude, my elbows would sweat.
Yes,
it was weird.
Yes.
And okay, I've never been like a I've always been cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the house is normally like 74 or below, we're like, I'm cold.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, I thought you got heat flashes and like that stuff after the baby. I didn't know it happens during pregnancy. And then during summer, of course. If the house was not a minimum 69 degrees, the devil came out of me.
Oh,
the rage.
Oh my goodness.
The sweat.
It was that bad for you?
It was bad. And it was weird. Like, there were times I would be like, especially when I was like getting like his like little nursery corner together. And like for some reason, like our bedroom doesn't get as cold as the living room.
Aww.
And poor pal. He's like out there like bundled up in a blanket. I'm over here like, is the air even on? Like, it's already at 69. I was like, I would feel so bad. I'd be like sticking my head in the freezer, eating ice. I'd be like, I need to take a shower.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad. And like when one of my friends, they came over one time to help me with the stroller because I was like, I don't know how to do this, and Pal's at work, and like I didn't want to ask him because he's always tired when he comes home from work. Let him sleep. And it was just an excuse to see my friends because they were quarantined because, she was pregnant during my pregnancy. So it was like, we were the only people we saw.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, can you help me with my stroller? And then they're like, let me get a sweater. Let me just, like they would be freezing at my apartment.
Really?
And I'd be like sweating. And I'd be like, are you guys hot? And they're like, it's cold.
Sweat. I did not realize how much you sweat when you're pregnant. Like, I've always been the type of person where I don't sweat.
Yeah.
I've never sweat before.
I've never been a sweaty.
And then I got pregnant, all these glands just opened the fuck up and was like, boom, here's everything you've been retaining for the last almost 30 years, It just comes out of you. Like, I think I got lucky because Danny runs hot. So I think that helped. Yeah, I think that helped out with this.
Like, Pal likes it cold too. But not 69 cold.
Oh no. I think we've had it the most, maybe like 74 for me.
But then so the first couple days after pregnancy, I had really bad hot flashes. Like it didn't matter how cold it was.
Mm-hmm.
But then by the 4th or 5th day, like I regulated, and oh my god, that. I was like, oh my god, it's so cold in here. What are you doing?
Why is it? Like, well, it's your fault, girl.
Why is it at 69? What's wrong with you? I was like, that's because of you.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Well,
like I put it back to 75, and then sometimes I'm still like, oh man, it's cold. And still to this day, we're like, dang, isn't it so crazy? Like you had to have it at 69 minimum, and even sometimes 69 wasn't cold enough. I felt so bad. Our electric bill had never been so high.
Oh my
For a
God,
1-bedroom apartment, our electric bill was like almost like $600 or something. It was wild. For a 1-bedroom apartment.
My heart.
Okay, that's probably exaggerating. I think it was like 200, 300. But for a 1-bedroom, that's a lot. Yeah.
But my heart still.
For a one.
Yeah, that's
when it's
a lot
normally
for a 1-bedroom apartment.
$60, $80, something like that. I was like, my bad. I was like, it's only a couple more months.
Oh
it's
my
only a couple more weeks. Ooh. And he's like, okay, you had the baby. Can you like turn the air down?
Alright.
Next week.
Yeah, next week. One thing that I got that was like so early on, and I had it throughout the whole pregnancy, and after, like a week after, was my left leg was numb all the time.
Oh, that's weird.
Like, to the point where it hurt.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous. Yeah, is your blood flowing?
Are you okay?
My doctor said that I guess there's like fuck, I don't know what she said. She was saying that because my cervix is getting bigger, it's cutting something off right there.
Oh, that makes sense.
And it's like a main fucking
vein or artery or something.
Yeah, and I guess it's common in some women. Oh. But early on, like in my first trimester, my leg would go numb. And like at first I was like, oh, it'll go away maybe, whatever. Like if I slept on my left side, which was, your preferred side to sleep on when you're pregnant, that shit would hurt so bad. Sometimes there'll be like a little like a shock of a burning pain. Oh my god, I do not miss that.
That's kind of the sensation I got when I felt literally my bones moving.
Really?
Yeah, like that burning. And it was on my right. It was always on my right side. But it was like my pelvic floor was moving. Like it was the weirdest thing.
I had it like it was mostly my thigh, but sometimes it would go a little bit lower. Like it was such a numbing pain. Like I would tell Danny,
scary.
I'd punch myself. I'd tell him like, look, I can't feel this. I don't think this is normal. Like
hit me.
Watch, try it out. Stand and go away.
Try me. Wrong leg. Oh my god.
Wrong leg. But yeah, it sucked. It was the most annoying feeling because you couldn't get rid of it. Like most of the time, like almost all day, it would feel like that staticky pain. Yeah, it was that. But then most of the time it was just pain, you know. And Jenny would massage it and it would go away. If I slept on my right side, it would go away a lot of the time. So I slept on my right side for most of my pregnancy because of that. And I would switch because I would always remind myself, no, you have to sleep on your left-hand side because it's your preferred side, you know?
Blood flow for the baby.
But I couldn't do it. Even with the pregnancy pillow, even with everything I can possibly think of to elevate my leg, everything, nothing worked. My leg was so numb. Like my pregnancy, and it
didn't help too that you were really swollen. So that probably made it worse too.
Yeah, it did. It was a horrible feeling. I don't know if anyone else went through that, but that numbing. Oh my god, I do not miss that. Let me tell you, I do not miss that numbing pain whatsoever. It was bad. It was bad.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So you know how there's pregnancy brain, and now that we're not pregnant, it's mom brain. Mm-hmm. So I used to literally not make fun of it, like joke around with like my friends or coworkers who are pregnant and be like, stop using that as an excuse because you don't know how to do your job or something. Just mess around. Like I'm like, is it really a thing? And they're like, yeah, like you just like randomly forget things, and I'm like, really, dude? Mm-hmm. I already have a very like poor short-term memory. Like, yeah, it's really bad. I have to constantly write things down. Yeah. But oh my god, during pregnancy, it'd be so bad. Like I'd go into Target for a certain thing, and no, Target didn't play me. Okay, I didn't like do the normal Target thing where you go in for one thing and you get everything else. Yeah, I did that. But it was because I forgot what I needed, and it was like I'd get into Target and I'd have the list, but I'd leave the house with the list. Mm-hmm. And then instead of like having it on my phone, or even if I did, I'd forget I had it on my phone. And I'd go in and I'd be like, oh my god, what? And I'm walking in the direction towards what I was trying to get. I'm like, oh my god, what did I come here for? Yeah. And then in my mind, I'm like, let's just go up and down each aisle. I hope something sparks it.
And as you're walking down each aisle, I need this.
Yeah. And then like I get home and like we have a whiteboard on our fridge, and that's where we write our grocery list, and that when we usually take a picture of it. And then I get home and I like go through a checklist. I'm like, and I literally got everything else that I didn't need, and then Paul's like, why didn't you take a picture? I did. Why didn't you look at it? I forgot.
But it's such a real thing. Like even during this podcast, like the last few episodes, that like in the middle of a thought,
we're like, what?
In the middle of a thought, I'm just like, fuck, what was I gonna say? So I have to like kind of like quickly think of something, but it's like that happens throughout my whole day, all day, every day. I forget.
I definitely think the mom brain it's not because you're forgetting things. It's more like your mind is preoccupied or more focused on other things. Yes. Like you're trying to run through your mind like, okay, like I need to do this, the baby, it's this time, is she gonna, the baby's gonna wake up, time for a feeding, Mm-hmm. You're more focused on those things, and then like the little things that happen in between, you're like, what?
Yeah, like there's one time on my Instagram story, I put Happy Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like legit, like maybe 5 minutes later, I was like, today's not Tuesday, today's Monday.
Dude, when I saw that post, I had posted something that was like, Happy Monday, and you had me tripping so hard. I was like, oh my god, is it really Mondays and Tuesday? And I looked like, it's fucking Monday. This bitch living in the future.
Oh my god.
She's ready for tomorrow.
I was so confident about what day it was. And then someone sent me a message, am I reading something wrong? Today's Monday. I'm like, did you see the rest of my fucking story? I said, I'm sorry, I messed up, it's Monday. Like, come on. Just go through the stories. Don't message
That's so annoying.
Oh my god, yeah. So I was like, I know I messed it up. Sorry. But like, it's a real thing. Like, I legit good thing I didn't put Taco Tuesday. But I like so confidently thought it was Tuesday when it was clearly Monday, early morning.
You weren't ready for Monday.
Oh my! I was trying to skip that day. I was like let's just finish this week. It was bad. And mom brain just gets you. And then at first I thought like that's not a real thing, but like you, like because I have a supervisor who's a mom, and she would tell me like, oh, mom brain, I forgot, blah blah blah. Or my mom too. She's not a new mom. Her youngest child was like 20. But she forgets a lot of things too. And I didn't think of it as mom brain. I just thought of like, why are you like, don't forget.
Like, or like, why aren't you paying attention?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking real. Dude, it's so real. I try not to tell my mom anything when she forgets. I tell her, oh, don't worry about it. We'll think about it later. Like,
dude, I you know what? I'm just going to round it out and say parent brain, because Pal, they're like, he always fills my Yeti up with ice water every night before I go to bed, so I don't have to like get up. Yeah. He started doing that during pregnancy, and it just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
I like it. But he'll be like, oh, do you want water? I'm like, oh yeah, can you fill it up for my things? And like, I'll hear him getting the ice, pouring the water, put it down on the counter, and then he's walking in with his phone.
Oh,
and then he like gets in bed, and I'm like, where's my water? And he's like, oh man, oh sorry. He goes out, and then he like, I hear him like getting his glass and pouring himself water, and then he drinks it. Then he comes back in the room. I'm like, oh, it's okay, I'll get it myself. And he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. So and I wind up having to get it myself.
Danny has been doing that same exact thing.
It's hilarious.
Like, he fills up my bottle too, you know. He'll randomly come and give me water, because sometimes I just don't drink it. I don't know. I used to always drink water before the pregnancy. Always water.
I was so good about it during pregnancy, and now I like...
Yeah, me too. During pregnancy, mostly because of him. Like, he would remind me, hey, drink water. Oh, duh, you know, like, you would think that it's just something you do, but I would forget for some reason. And so after pregnancy, he'll just come with a cup and like give me water, right?
Drink this.
Yeah. So like at night, I make sure I have like a thing of water. So if I need to feed her, I'm like dying of thirst. There's water there. And so there's time where I tell him like, oh, can you fill my water? He's like, yeah. He'll walk out and he'll come back and we're talking, and I'm like, oh, where's my water? And he's like, oh, I left it on the counter. And then he'll like rush back. But then I think the funniest day. It wasn't that funny, but what happened was, I think it was early on when Zoe was barely born. I was feeding her, and I asked him if he could make me breakfast. I was starving I woke up like starving. I asked him like, can you make me some breakfast really quick? He was like, yeah. So I'm feeding her. I'm put her down, and I think about 30 minutes has passed. And I'm thinking like, where's my food? Like, you know, but I don't want to be like, hey, did you make me breakfast?
Where's my food?
Yeah. So I got up, and he was on his computer. There's nothing on the stove, so I was already up, and I don't want to tell him like, did you make my breakfast? So I kind of just started making it on my own. And I was crying because I was like, I'm hungry. I was like,
how am I supposed to feed a baby if I don't feed myself?
He was like, oh, fuck, I forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, it's okay. But I was crying because I was frustrated, you know, the hormones. I was frustrated. And I think because I was so hungry, that like took it over the top. And I was crying not because he didn't make me my breakfast, but because I was starving, you know? So it's a real thing. Like, and dads get it too, because it went like right over his head.
Yeah, like you just get so preoccupied with other things that you forget. Like,
and it was so funny because I walked into the dining room. He's just right there on his computer, like just chilling, doing
and
it.
like hey.
Yeah.
Hey, you fed baby's good?
He goes, oh, you put the baby down? Oh, cool. I was like...
Sometimes, like, I won't even mention things, like, when Pal forgets, because I don't want to make him feel bad.
Exactly.
So I just do it, and then I think that makes him feel even worse when I don't mention it, and then he sees me doing it, and then he'll, like, jump up, like, I'm sorry, I got it.
Yeah.
Baby, I got it.
Like, it's cool, I'm doing it, yeah.
Like, it's okay, I'm already up now, it's fine.
Yeah, like, sometimes I'll tell him, like, oh, I'm up, I'll do it. But I feel like sometimes I say that, and it makes it worse.
Or, like,
you know?
maybe my tone came off because I'm, like, low-key kind of annoyed. Like you were going to get me water, and now I have to get it myself. It's okay. I took on my own water bottle.
How dare you?
Life is fucking rude.
Yeah. Like,
sometimes I'll try to be like, oh, I'll just get it when I go put the baby bottle in the sink or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I try to like make it sound nice, but like
sometimes it comes off like such a. I think also because the way I say things, I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, I'll do it. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
no,
it's fine.
Yeah, like, but I don't know. Because I already know he was going to. Yeah, he just forgot.
He just left their mind. Today, right before I came over to film this, I freaking was like. So I told you I'm cleaning the kitchen, right? And, like, I was, like, unloading the dishwasher. And then Zane woke up. And I was, like, all excited. I was like, oh, my baby's awake. You know that, like, little caddy that you put, like, all your Submarine in the dishwasher? Like, I, like, had it out on the counter. And the dishwasher's wide open. The cupboards are wide open. And, like a swaddle for some reason was in the kitchen. There was, like, so much random shit going on. Like, that 30 minutes before I was, like... Or, like, that hour or two before I came over. Mm-hmm. And... Pal comes out in the kitchen and he's like getting a cup for water, and he's like,
what's happening?
What's going on here? He's like, I thought you were leaving. Why are you like reorganizing? I was like, I'm not organizing. And I'm like playing with saying like, oh my god, baby, I'm gonna miss you. I've been gone for a couple hours. And he's like, why is everything like a mess? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I go like, oh my god, I was gonna do dishes. I was gonna put the dishes away.
Oh my goodness.
So bad. distracted because my little peanut woke up and I heard a little giggle.
Oh, it's those little giggles that you just have to stop everything.
I was
Like, oh, I'm going to
Like, oh, you made a noise?
Yeah. Did you breathe? Oh my god.
Oh my god, you farted.
Yeah,
that one got me. I was
like,
like, my bad.
It gets so bad.
Yeah.
Good topic. That was a good one. Off the top of the dome, too.
Yeah,
I
feel
quick,
like
boom.
that one, like, if I had more time to meditate on that one, I'd have a list. I'd go back on my pregnancy. But, you know.
I guarantee you'll
I like
go
things
home.
on the fly.
You'll go home and be like, oh, fuck, I should have said
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can end this episode here. That was just a cute little tidbit.
I know.
You're coming up with really good topics. It's kind of funny that I'm the one that wanted to do this podcast, but you're the one coming up with, like, well, we're kind of spitballing ideas off each other, but you're the one surprising me with what we're going to talk about, so I like
another doozy. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like and subscribe. We need to tell you guys this. Why? Because you need to support us.
We want to grow. Or else how else are you going to see our stuff?
Our stuff's
good, man. This is like prime material.
Raw, prime, and real.
Yeah, RPR.
But
yeah, like and subscribe, turn on your bell notifications, and go ahead and follow us on our Instagram at @the_mompod, and our personal handles will be linked down below in the description. Yeah.
So call it a night, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.